All right, let's do a quick recap of the trade that I took on Friday. So going into the day, we had this area over here, right? We had this fair value gap, and then we had another fair value gap over here, this one, which I noted out. I don't want to show you what's on my chart over here just yet. Just understand that I was looking here. I was in anticipation of these lows get taken while going into this gap over here, while using quadrant levels on this specific fair value gap. Let's go down to 1 hour chart and see what happened. On a 1 hour chart, I mentioned in my outlook that I'm looking for lower prices. And if you take the lower prices first, then I'm looking for higher prices. But ideally, if you want to go down, it would be awesome if you take some buy side. This is what I mentioned, right? Let's put on some lipstick and let me show you what I'm talking about. Oof, that's a lot of stuff. I usually ignore all of that. The things I'm looking for, I just look at those. So if you go back to the daily chart, the only thing I was looking at is this gap over here, that one I mentioned, and specifically this 0.5 of the range. If you go down to to the hourly chart, you see when the 9 opens, we go down, we go up into this auto block, and then finally we take out previous week low. Previous week low was the draw for me, and that's what I mentioned in my review. And as you can see here, we had so much stat liquidity: London low, Asia low, previous day low, previous week low, previous day low. And if you were bullish on the day, I'm not sure what you were doing on that day, because this is clearly a bearish day. Now we had this buy side liquidity taken after market opens here, and then we rush down. And if you see my execution, I entered right about here before the inversion actually happened, right? And then I added more contracts, so my position moved a little bit down. However, I wanted to enter on this 0.5 of the range after taking out this high. Why? Because I had conviction that this area over here would show rejection like it did over here. And then we will go down towards our previous week low target. Let me show you the executions. I don't know if it should. Oh, it's a back testing. Let me remove it. Leave. Let's go back to back testing area. These are the execution. I tried entering here, but I didn't get fill. I got fill after a minute over here, right? And then I added more contracts here. Okay. I took one partial on this quadrant level, another partial in the middle of the quadrant level, and then I got out before all that over on the sell side that I mentioned in the group. And then we eventually took previous week low. Let me remove these guys. Okay, so it's very easy. We have a draw on the downside. This is the low created after 9:30 open. It was created right before these relative equal lows, which was obvious. And then we had our sell side marked out over here below this low. Market opens over here, right about here. We go up, makes a first presented fair value gap, go up, take out the high made before the market opened, rejection for the 0.5 of the range, make an inversion fair value gap. You could have entered over here targeting the sell side liquidity. I entered before that. You could have entered on this small fair value gap over here as well, and you could have just targeted this low over here, the 0.575 of the range, or the sell side, whichever one you want. But the obvious draw was previous week low, which we took. That was the whole idea of the trade. That's it. As simple as that. I'm going to remove all that, and I'm going to make a new video for what I'm thinking of the upcoming week.